حي على الفلاح.
Now Ibrahim alayhi salam at this point is a very old man. He's around the age of 100 years old. And he has a child from his wife Hajar. And what happens is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands Ibrahim alayhi salam to take his wife Hajar and his new son. His name is Ismail. He says, take your wife and your son and take them to the middle of the desert and leave them there. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ask Ibrahim alayhi salam to do this? Because Ibrahim alayhi salam in his life he had made a dua one time. He said, my life, my death, my prayers and my sacrifice, all of it is for Allah. Whatever Allah wants me to give, I give it. When you make this claim with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, know that Allah is going to test you. So now Ibrahim alayhi salam has a son. He wanted to have a son for a long time. His wife Sarah, she couldn't give him a son. And now Hajar has a son. Sarah is feeling a little jealous. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now tests Ibrahim alayhi salam and says, Ibrahim, take your son and your new wife Hajar and take them to the desert and leave them in the desert. In the middle of the desert, in the dunes. And he takes his family, his wife and his baby, and they start walking towards the desert. And Allah tells them to go to this one specific place. It's a valley inside this desert and it has a name. It's called the Valley of Bekka. And Ibrahim alayhi salam takes his wife and his son into this valley, and he turns around and he tells them, listen guys, you have to stay here and I'm supposed to leave you here, so I'm going. He turns around and starts leaving. Now Hajar, she's holding a baby in her hand. She's a mother. And so Hajar is there in the desert, she's looking around and she sees there's nothing there. So she goes after Ibrahim saying, Ibrahim, are you going to leave us in the desert? There's nothing here. Ibrahim alayhi salam is walking away, and this is not easy for him too. So he's got his back turned to them and he's crying, he's shedding tears, and he's walking away, not saying anything. And she's like panicking, she's running after him. Ibrahim, please talk to me, you're gonna leave us here? Ibrahim alayhi salam is quiet, and then she says, Ibrahim, did Allah ask you to do this? Ibrahim stops, alayhi salam. He says, yes, this is the command from Allah. Now Hajar, she's been living with Ibrahim for some time. And she's learned about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She knows who is Allah. She knows what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's attributes are. She knows Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the most kind. She knows that Allah is more merciful to His creation than a mother is to her child. So Hajar alayhi salam, she says, oh Ibrahim, if this is the command of Allah, then you keep going, I'll stay here and don't worry about us. Allah will take care of us. Ibrahim, you go, we'll be fine. Hajar alayhi salam is there with her baby, and she has some dates Ibrahim left him with, and she has some water Ibrahim left him with, and she starts eating the dates and drinking the water and feeding the baby. 1 day passes, 2 days pass, the dates run out, and the water runs out. And now she's getting hungry, and she's watching her baby son, Ismail, also get hungry. So Ismail starts to cry, and he's starting to bite his fists and all of these things. And Hajar is getting hungry, and she's realizing her milk is out, and she can't feed the baby, and there's nowhere any water or anything, so she's getting scared. So she starts getting panicky, and and also when you don't have water and food for a long time, your brain stops working the way it's supposed to work. So she starts losing her mind, and she starts going crazy, and she starts running up this hill looking for help. Nobody's there. She runs back down the hill, and she looks at Ismail, and she runs back another hill, and she's running back and forth between these two hills. And she's in a complete state of panic. She's realizing how panicked she is in, and she's at the same time, she knows Allah is there with her. So she's telling herself, calm down, be quiet. Right? She's calming herself down. It's gonna work out, Allah is with us. And then she turns around and she looks at where she left Ismail. Ismail is no longer crying. The grief and sadness and everything takes over her, and her eyes are rolling with tears, and she runs towards Ismail and says, "What happened?" And she comes down and she finds that there is an angel standing over Ismail alayhi salam. And the angel lifts something up and hits the ground. It's the part of the ground where the heel of Ismail alayhi salam hits the ground, and water gushes out. And Hajar is shocked. He's sleeping and he's full, and his thirst is quenched, and water is gushing out from the ground. And she realizes this came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So she's still in that panicky state. It still hasn't worn off yet, and so she's still thinking the water might disappear. So she starts building a wall around the water, and she's very in a state of rush, and she's building this wall, and she's saying, "Zamzam, Zamzam, Zamzam, Zamzam," means stop, 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 stop. Because she's watching the water flow away. And she builds this wall around it. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "May Allah have mercy on our mother Hajar. If she left the Zamzam alone, it would have become a flowing river in Arabia." So now she's in the middle of the desert, she's got water, and she's got her baby. What do you need to survive? Food. Can you survive with just water? Suddenly birds starts hovering around this water. Why? Because there's water. And in the distance far away, there is a caravan, lots of camels traveling with people. And they're coming from a place in Yemen, a town called Jurhum. And this is a tribe of Arabs. These are the original Arabs. Ibrahim alayhi salam, was he an Arab?
No.
No. Is Hajar Arab?
No.
No, she's from Egypt. What about Ismail? Is Ismail Arab?
Yeah.
No, he's a combination of Iraq and Egypt. Now, the original Arabs, the Jurhum Arabs, now there's a caravan traveling, and they see in the distance the birds. They say, "Wait a second, we've been traveling through this road for hundreds of years. Our ancestors have been traveling through these roads. We've never seen water there. What's birds doing there?" So they sent a scout. He finds that there's water, and there's a woman there with her baby. Something amazing happens. The scout goes back and calls all of his men. They all come. And they find Hajar alayhi salam standing with the baby, and the water is there under her feet. And they ask her, "Can we drink from this water?" And her response is even more strange. She says, "You can drink from it now, but this water belongs to me. If you're going to drink from it, you have to pay us." She's in no position to bargain with them. She has nothing, she's just holding her baby. And this water is there, they can just take it from her by force. But she's making demands from them. And even more strange thing is, they say, "Okay, we will do that." Honorable people. And they start settling there. And they set up camps there. And so that place becomes a trade route. So when people are traveling, this is a stop where they stop. So it becomes a caravan village. Tribe from Jurhum settles there. And now she's living among them, and Ismail alayhi salam is growing up with them. And Ismail alayhi salam grows older and older and older, and he has yet to meet his father. He never met his father. Now this is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah didn't allow Ibrahim alayhi salam to meet his son for a long time. While on the other side, Ibrahim alayhi salam is known as the father of generosity. One thing happens, a man is, one of his sunnahs, Ibrahim alayhi salam, was that he never ate by himself. He always ate with other people. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, he goes out one time, he can't find anybody to eat with him. He finds one guy, he says, "Come eat with me." So the guy says, okay, he invites him to his house, they bring the plate of food, and they're eating together. And he says, "Bismillah," he starts eating the food, and the man says, "In the name of some gods." He blesses the food in the name of idols. Ibrahim alayhi salam says, "You bless your food in the name of other than Allah? When Allah is the one who created you and gave you life and gives you rizq, get out of my house, you're not welcome here." The man leaves. Ibrahim alayhi salam receives wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, "Oh Ibrahim, that servant of mine has been doing shirk with me for 40 years. For 40 years he's been worshipping other than me, and I have been providing for him without without limiting his rizq. You couldn't stand his shirk for one day. Ibrahim alayhi salam feels bad about this. He goes out and he apologizes to the man and he says, please no, come back, eat with me. It's okay, I made a mistake. The man says, you were so adamant about your beliefs, what happened? He says, well, I got wahi and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this. And the man becomes Muslim. Right? So we learn from Ibrahim alayhi salam that you have to extend hospitality and generosity not just to Muslims, to all of humanity, regardless of who they are, regardless of how they are. That's the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam.